Hello everybody and welcome back to the Extreme Survival Challenge. Now things are getting very exciting. In the previous episode we bought the new tractor, the Zetor, which is just here. We couldn't at the time configure it with the biggest engine or with a front loader because we didn't have the money, but then I sold that massive log and we made I think over £10,000, and now we have over £17,000, which means we can go straight to the store. We can upgrade the engine. Actually, we could do that at the farm, but we're going to the store anyway to pick up a rear weight, the front loader, and a, well, probably, I don't know, either between a pallet fork or a log grab. A log grab would seem obvious, but a pallet fork can actually be super handy for the big heavy logs because you can get properly underneath them. So ideally both. We'll just have to see how much money we've got. Yeah, let's take all those straps off. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Now, I've actually been browsing ModHub, and I've been picking out all the self-made weights, the homemade weights, because I really did not want to buy one of the base game weights, not because they're bad or anything, just because they are new. I've got the mod installed, which basically tells you the age of the machine or the implement, and most of them show 2022. And no, we do not want 2022 because this is 1995. So yes, I've downloaded some homemade weights. I found the barrel weight, which I absolutely love. That brings back some good memories from FS 2009. It might have been in 2008 actually. It's not the same one. It is just a barrel weight. Yeah, the one in the in those old games was red and yellow, I think. This is just, I think, a one uniform color. But yeah, even so, it is still a homemade barrel weight. Basically, it's an oil drum filled with concrete with a 3-point linkage attached to it. So we're not necessarily getting that one. It's going to come down to the best value for money. I've downloaded 3 or 4, so we'll have a look. Here we are. Looks like we do already have some other things to take home as well, so we can use this opportunity to do that. So first of all, let's look at, well, actually we're going to have to look at front loaders. Now unfortunately I couldn't get a used, actually I did look, did I look? I was going to say I couldn't get a used front loader. I did look, didn't I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we couldn't. So we're going to have to go, also the front loader attacher, yes, it has to be one of the newer ones unfortunately. But yes, we're going to go with an existing front loader. Just checking the sale, there's loads of weights, but yeah, as you can see, 2022. Not good enough. But there is a class front loader. Oh, and there is that one. Did I configure it for that? I think I did actually. That one says 2020, but let's ignore it. We have to ignore it for the front loader. I apologise for it, but it's just the way it is. Wow, one of my self-made weights has already appeared in the sale. It's going to be difficult to beat that, isn't it? It's going to be very difficult to beat that, but that is 650 kilograms. That probably is heavy enough as well. But I will show you the others. It's only fair. So let me just go to weights. Right, the cheapest is actually, it's still, even though it's not in the sale, the barrel, the oil drum, is still the cheapest. 630, 1940. You can put a brand on it, but I'm not going to. Oh, and you could put a trailer hitch on it too. That could be handy. And I'd love it to have like a weathered look instead of like brand new. I suppose if we went for this sort of colour, that would be better. But no, that's only £335 for 630 kilograms. Not bad. This one, in fact, they're all very good. This is a tons. This one's bigger. That's beneficial in that way. It looks like it has a hitch as well, though, so that's also super good. This is the one that's in the sale. This one here. It's normally £1,200, so no wonder it's in the sale. And this is the one at 1,900, but that is 1.9 tons. That's the heaviest one of all. It's a good one, though. So, plenty to choose from. What year? Okay, there's no year. I think what's going to happen is we are going to start with the oil drum weight, and then we're going to increase. We'll probably get multiples. I don't think we'll ever sell any. The smaller tractor can stick with the oil drum, and then we can, you know, get bigger ones. Because we're not going to be ever using these. They're just too new. Even at 2011, it's too new. So, yeah, we'll start with the oil drum, but I think we're probably going to get to use all of them at some stage. I'm going to go for a grey colour. Probably dark grey, actually. I do quite like that. And brands, yeah, I don't think so. No, I'm not going to do a brand. So there we go. It might be worth getting the one in the sale as well for the future. Definitely no harm in doing that if it's heavy enough. Unfortunately, it is the 650. I know that the same weight comes as an 850, which I would prefer. So we might just have to hold off getting this one for the time being. You can also put rope on it. Great for pulling out stuck tractors. Yeah, so they're all very nice, but we do need to be sensible. And now, to upgrade the tractor itself. So we're maxing out the engine horsepower. We're changing it from a 59 horsepower tractor to an 81. As for other stuff, there wasn't actually that much, I don't think, with the... Oh, it's actually free to change that design. I quite like the original, to be honest. I must say, I do like that. Something about that, it just looks good. A beacon, of course we need a beacon. Now, attaches, this is important. It doesn't want a front weight on it when it's got a front loader. And it probably does want a 3-point, but not yet. So I think we're going to hold off that for the time being. Yes, the main upgrade was the turbo. Oh, bigger wheels, yes, certainly. Definitely want bigger wheels. I would say that's probably the best. They're smaller. Yeah, so I think it's wheel weight 2. Again, handy for the front loader. Maybe a different brand? Okay, we'll go for them. They're good. Customize. So we still have 7,127 actually. And we're ready to attach to the weight and the front loader. We still need the pallet fork / log grab, or both. Probably both. I think we've got the money for both, and again, that's probably... Oh, we've got a number plate. Why have we got a number plate? Go away, number plate. It's not a 13 reg. There, good. So yeah, I'm really hoping today we're going to see the benefit of having this tractor. We're going to be able to pick up some much bigger logs. Oh no, I thought that was the Q3. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I thought it was the Q3 front loader. It's actually the Q7. Out of all the front loaders, I chose the biggest. Amazingly, it doesn't actually look that out of place. I'm sure many people already spotted that was the wrong one for the tractor. But you know, it might be handy. And it's going to come in handy in the future on a bigger tractor, so maybe it was a worthwhile mistake. It looks a bit funny, but it could certainly look worse. It is going to reduce our lifting capacity though, which is a bit of a problem. So we could put it to one side for the future. How much is a Q3? Let's have a look here. I think they're actually near the top. They are. Q4. Oh, good grief, I got my numbers completely wrong. So yeah, the Q7 is a big one. And it is £7,500. I tell you what, we'll see how we get on with the first tree. If it's an absolute disaster, we'll have to change, but we'll get more money from the tree, so that's always good. Very tempted to get both the log grab and the pallet fork if we can afford it. Oh, I don't know. We can. The pallet fork is probably better. Yeah, okay, so we can always come back for the log grab. The reason why I change my mind a lot is because I'm thinking out loud. Which I think is probably much better than me just sitting here in silence and you having to work out what I'm thinking. So, here we go. With our massive oversized front loader. That's not going to fit, is it? I will just use our wonderful front loader to put the weight on the trailer. Wow, it's a heavy one. Let me just see what I can get back for this thing. I've barely used it. I failed to lift a weight, and that is it. Okay. Well, I don't know what I lost there, but you live and learn. We've got to change it. It's just too big. Sorry, everybody. But we can soon make that back. I'm very interested to see now how well it can pick up the weight with this front loader. You can see it's stumpier. It's going to have a lighter weight overall as well. But I'm a bit, you know, wary that because it is a modern front loader, it's still going to be much heavier than what the original one would have been. Whatever the original was. I think we're going to need a weight to pick up the weight. Hardly surprising. Or we could put the front linkage on, and then we can put it on the front. I think we might have to do that. Oh, I don't know, but then it might tip it forwards. Right, so just U-turn on everything I said there because I was thinking out loud. But this is, you know, the way to do it. Better to find out now than later. So I can put this on the back. We can hopefully tow the trailer with this weight on. Hopefully. It does have the hitch, the correct hitch. Yep. Okay. Nope. Okay, so it looks like it is for just display purposes only. That pin. Okay. Well, let's see if we can pick up this weight. I feel like this has been a bit of a flop so far, but we are we are doing well despite this. Yes, there we go. It's not all bad. So we have our weight. There we go. We'll come back for this when we are, you know, trailerless. Well, I think just about everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong so far today, except for, of course, being able to actually buy some super good stuff. So let's see what the capabilities are of this tractor. That's clearly too heavy. It's not surprising. We will shed weight, so we'll take it off here, cut that branch off, and, well, probably try it about that. Oh, nope, we're moving. It's just the tractor coming back down to earth. It's a good sign though, it proves it's getting a bit closer to be able to lift this. Now it's annoying that that limb is there because that's probably going to get in the way. So I'll take that off. I'll take the other one off as well. This is where we could do with the log grab, the smaller ones. Yeah, take that one off, and then, yeah, hopefully we can pick up this big trunk with the pallet fork. Oh, if it moves, yes, if it moves too much, it will abort. Okay. So once this is cut, we'll try and lift this big thing onto the trailer, and then we can deal with the smaller bits. I think I was right all along. We really do need both the pallet fork and the log grab. Let's just get this moved out of the way. There we go. See if I can get the forks properly underneath. Still very heavy. I think I'll just have to put it back down. Okay, so don't worry as always. I always say don't worry because I know when I'm faffing about like this, it feels like I'm going to spend the entire episode faffing about, but I will time lapse the very repetitive parts. Let's just cut it here, see if we can lift that. I hope we can. It'd be good to get the total weight. Currently we're at 2.2 tons. Okay, and that leaves 1.6 on the pallet fork. Now, it doesn't actually have to lift it completely off the ground, it just needs to be able to flip it onto the trailer. I'm pleased I went for the wheel weights as well, because I think the rear weight alone is not enough. Whew, yeah, that is still really heavy. Well, we can take this off. That's going to assist to a certain extent. But the way I did it in the previous episode was amazing. Felling the tree onto the trailer. I know in real life you destroy the trailer, but in the game it works so well. Oh, we are getting somewhere now. Potentially. Just need to properly lift it up. Yes, look at that. Yes. So I think that was 1.6 tons. I think it was. Let's just have a look. 1.4 tons. So maybe that doesn't sound that impressive, but it really is, because before the maximum we could lift, because we didn't have a tractor, was 220 kilograms. So it's actually a mammoth upgrade. Even though it looked like it was really struggling, it's still a mammoth upgrade. Right, and this leaves us with everything that we really need a log grab for. So that's annoying. I think I'm actually tempted just to go straight away, sell what we've got, buy the log grab, and then come back and sort out this mess. Although, having said that, we could potentially fell another tree across the front of the trailer. Shall we try it? I think we should. Just take the weight off there. And because I've made quite a mess in this particular area, I will choose a different tree. Good grief! It's not my day, is it? Things just go badly some days. Well, it's fine to show you my bad days. Hopefully you find them amusing. There isn't really another suitable tree because those other ones are being blocked by the new trees. So, yes, the mistake I made last time was moving too far away from the base of the tree. So we're going to go really close to the trunk, and hopefully I can fell it directly across there. This will be interesting. But it will take a while to cut, but again, I'll have to cut some of that out. Getting close. Okay, getting nervous, here we go. No, 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 no. Well, it looks bad. In real life, obviously it would be catastrophic. But in this game, maybe that was actually really good. If I cut it here, we can keep that main trunk, which probably weighs about 3 tons, on the trailer. Then, job well done. I don't want to do it this way. But because it works so well, usually, it almost feels wrong not to do it this way. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so if my tractor wasn't sort of, well, stuck, this wouldn't be so bad. Okay, that might be good enough, you know. Pull the front of the trailer around and then attach to it, and away we go. There's a slight, well, very slight, a slight overhang, which we need to get rid of, but then otherwise I think we're ready to go. Is that... Yep. Yep. Okay, it's all looking promising. I've taken the pallet fork off because we need the front loader for the grab. I think we'll do it. Ah, the hedge. The hedge has a collision. Yes. So, what do you think to that? The weight of that tree is unknown whilst it's strapped. 4.7 tons. Ah, goodness me. Now, I think this is pretty clear. The next thing we need to save up for is still not a combine, believe it or not. It is an old wheel loader. Well, I say old. This is 1995. Okay, a new wheel loader for the time. That's what we need. We need something which can really pick up weight. And a wheel loader with a pallet fork. Because we've got a lot of oak trees there and we need to sell them. We can make big money and then we can buy a nice combine. And here we are, the hill. The hill is the part I dread. Oh, actually, I did install the mod, which was recommended to me, which allows you to very easily switch between manual and automatic gear shifting. I am still in automatic, because it is still moving. But yeah, it's going to be very handy for when we do get those occasions where we get stuck. The tractor just basically is moving fine up the hill, and then it suddenly thinks, oh, I'm going to shift down at the worst possible time, and then it never moves again. So that's where it's very handy, manual gears. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if this is about £15,000. $12,273. Well, I'm not disappointed. 15 was obviously optimistic, but still very, very good. Plenty to get our log grab, and also to make up for any losses I made on that other front loader. Yeah, so after a very bad start there, already looking very promising. That's more money than I make in most episodes, in fact several episodes put together. So yes, we're certainly heading in the right direction. I did see a JCB wheel loader on ModHub. I don't know if that is newer than 1995. I'm tempted just to download it and have a look. It looks sort of like year 2000-ish, so if you know the one I mean, I would say it probably is newer than 95. It's not far off 95, but I think it is a bit too far off 95. It's really annoying, because I like the look of it. Right, the time has come to get this. It is going to be kind of useless at the really big logs, but very handy for the branches. A must-have for the branches. So off we go, let's go and clean up the field. Well, it looks like we have just stacked a bonfire on the trailer, but I promise you we do have some decent logs within. Yep, ones that we certainly could not pick up by hand. So yeah, despite what it looks like, an absolute mess, a gigantic bird's nest, I'm sure it's still going to be worth several £1,000s. So here we go. Indeed, 3,669 for what looked like a load of rubbish, to be honest. This is all very good. So we do just have that one tree left on the ground, which I've already felled and taken the main piece out of. But yeah, it'd be good to get that completely cleared, because then when we move on to November, we'll have the whole grass field clear. I need to cut the grass field for the final time, so we can't have trees slouching across it. Unfortunately, it's still quite heavy. Well, it's a good thing for money, but it's a bad thing for loading. It's also quite a mess. I think actually, I didn't with the previous one, but I think for this tray I'm going to trim off all the unwanted bits, because it is really hard to see what we've actually got here. So let's remove all the leaves, and it's going to look a lot smaller afterwards. That's some of the leaves removed, but I really can't see what belongs to this tree and what belongs to the tree that's still standing. So if I can drag that out of there... Oh, maybe I have done the entire tree. Be good if I have. Right, okay, that's not happening. Yeah, although this tractor is an upgrade, obviously it's still small. And these are heavy trees. They're over 8 tons when they're fully grown. No, we do still have some leaves on there. Look, there we go. It's better. So I can hopefully climb up here. Yep, and then just trim those off there. That's good. That one doesn't seem to want to go, but yeah, there we go. Right. Okay, we do still have one up there, but that's fine. I'm going to now take off this branch. I'll take off all the branches and leave the thickest part of the trunk. And then we can load all those up. Really hoping to get the whole thing onto one trailer. And then we can, well, get an impressive figure. Let's see. Well, 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 just look at this. Many offcuts, but many heavy offcuts. And because they've all been cleaned up, no leaves or anything, we should get a premium price. So, not bad for one day. We are still going to cut the grass though, but not until the next month. We're going to sleep after this. If I unstrap these, you can see it's 1.5 tons, something like this, which doesn't even look that significant. It's 485 kilograms, so it's all very significant. And there's the money to say so. £21,000 in total now. It's all looking extremely promising. I'm very tempted to install that wheel loader just to see what date it says it is, but I think it's going to be 2000. I'll do that now. Oh, such a shame. It's 2003. But doesn't it look amazing? I'll have to use it on a different series. That would have been so good. Oh, such a shame. Right, well, we mustn't dwell on it. Okay, so, yeah, I will see you back at the farm with this. And then, like I said, yeah, we need to sleep. We will be selling our canola as well, but the canola will not be sold until, I think it's January. Nearly always is. I'll see you tomorrow. And it's a beautiful month. Good job as well, because obviously it's a very risky month for mowing. November, and yeah, this was our last opportunity because that field is going to be ripped up. We're going to be planting peas next year, so we have the money for the pea harvester. Of course, that's going to be really good to have. It's going to be a hand propel one, of course, at just £1,500. Very low cost, but it has to be. There's also no solution. So let us cut this field. I don't know if it's any better than the previous month. It looks like it probably is, but that might just be the lighting. No, it does, doesn't it? It looks much longer. Yep, I think that's better. It wasn't fertiliser, but there is already a natural 50% application, as you always get. And I'm not going to do under the trees, because we can do that in the future. We're not going to cultivate beyond this point. We're just going to do the area which is going to be cultivated. So let's get that done. We have done this many times before, but yeah, this really is the last time. So yeah, for anybody who really hated me doing this, the dream has come true. I will never be doing it again. There we go. So yeah, absolutely no money at all has been put into that, no fertiliser. It's going to be 100% profit, okay, with the exception of a bit of diesel and time. But yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be very good. I think this mower is not going to be used much more, but I'm not going to sell it because we will still be cutting between the trees. I do want to get animals, goats, sheep, something like that. Well, I want to buy the big plot around the back, ideally. But really, all of a sudden, that doesn't seem that far away anymore, just because of the price of these trees. We just need a way of picking up the trees faster. That's why I suggested the wheel loader. Could winch them, but again, that wouldn't really winch them to anywhere but the side of the field. We need to get them onto a trailer. So, yeah, it's a real shame about that JCB. I said I'm not going to dwell on it, but I am going to dwell on it because, yes, I like it. It looks so good. I mean, doesn't it look good? It just looks perfect for this series. Why? Why were you born so late, you silly thing? 2003. Such a shame. Just born too late. Okay, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.